Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Mr. Chase again with another video. This is, I believe, our fourth lesson talking about circles, and today we're going to talk about area versus circumference. Now, if you haven't done the intro lesson or haven't done the circumference or area lesson, you gotta go back and do that stuff. I'm gonna leave the videos for this up throughout this whole unit. So even if it's something you haven't done from last week, you gotta go back and you gotta do that, okay? So we're gonna talk about the differences today, and really our goal is to look at some word problems and figure out, okay, do I use area in this circumstance, or do I use circumference on this particular problem, okay? So what I wanna talk about first is, when will we use circumference? When will we use area, right? So circumference problems, right? Because we're going around, right? We're thinking of it a lot like perimeter. So if the problem hints that we need to go around an object, then, it's kind of like the perimeter of a rectangle or a square or a triangle, right? If we see a round, okay, if we're looking at something like some fencing, all right, like fencing that would go around a pool or around a garden, okay, those are the circumstances where we're looking for the opportunity to use circumference, right? Now, there's more words that I could put up here, but that's think of it as if we're looking the perimeter or around or some sort of fencing, okay? When will we use area, okay? Right? That's the space inside. Okay? So we might see something like that we're filling in, all right, or covering, right? Like, let's say I had a bowl and I needed to cover it with tinfoil, right? If I was covering it, that would be area, right? If they said, oh, what's the measurement around the bowl? Well, that would be circumference. Okay, so we got to look for those differences. Space inside, if we're filling something in, if we're covering it, those are all going to tell us, oh, go towards area, okay? Area being, using pi and our radius squared, and circumference is just diameter times pi, okay? Now, some of these I'm going to leave in terms of pi, and some of them I'm going to multiply. So just focus on getting the two different types of answers. The one that has pi, the one where we've multiplied it out, okay? Okay, let's take a look at a couple of these, all right? Graham is putting a new layer of bricks around his circular backyard fire pit, okay? Just like the one we have in my house, okay? There's going to be a layer of bricks around the circular fire pit. If the radius of the fire pit is 18 inches, I think that's something rather important. What is the distance the bricks need to cover? Okay, so there is something else. I'm sure you noticed it when I read it. I didn't mean to put emphasis on it, but I might have, and it is around. Okay, so this automatically turns itself into a circumference problem because we're trying to measure around. This layer of bricks needs to go around the fire pit, okay, right? Where little kids don't fall in or something, of course, right? Circumference equals pi times the diameter. Now, the radius is 18, so if the radius is 18, the diameter must be double that, or 36. 36 pi. There's my first answer, okay? I'm going to go to my calculator, and I'm going to do 36 times pi, and that's going to be 113.1 inches, okay? 113.1 inches. Now it says if each brick is 8 inches, how many bricks does he need to buy? Okay, so right, circular pit, okay, we have 1 brick, 2 bricks, 3 bricks going around it, right? We have 113 inches, and each of them are 8 inches. So I'm going to go back to my calculator again, okay? And I'm going to do 113.1 divided by 8 inches I don't think I got my decimal point in there. I'm going to try that again. 113.1 divided by 8 is 1.25. That doesn't seem right. 113.1 divided by, there we go, divided by 8 is 14.1375. So I'm going to say 15 bricks. If he doesn't buy that extra one, they don't stretch all the way around. You might have to cut one in half, might have to get a small part of one, okay? So he needs 15 bricks, okay? That is a classic circumference problem because we're going around, they've given us the radius, we find the diameter, go from there. Let's read the next one. Donnie is covering his pool with a solar cover. Okay, maybe you started to open up your pool. If the pool is 24 feet wide, how big does the cover need to be? Okay, I'm going to draw a little picture, right? We have the pool, and we need to cover it with a solar cover, right? To keep it extra warm. Wait a minute. Covering it, that means we're going to area. Okay, area equals pi times the radius squared. Okay, if the pool is 24 feet wide, well, that's got to be the diameter. And we're looking to use the radius in our problem. So I need half of that. Area equals pi times 12 squared. And I'm going to take that to my calculator. 12 squared, we know, is 144. Bam. Times pi is going to be 452.4. Okay. A equals 452.4. Now, that's in feet, and area needs to be squared. So 452.4 feet squared will cover, right? Will cover the pool so that, so that it'll touch all around the outside. Okay, a classic area problem because we're trying to cover the pool. Covering tells us we're going to be using area. Okay, all right. How's that sound? All right. Let's go to the next one. Paula is spreading mulch in a circular flower bed. If the flower bed has a diameter of 2.5 meters, how much space does she need to cover? Okay, right? Think about it. Flower bed. She's going to put mulch in her flower bed, right? She needs to cover everything. That's going to lead us to what? Circumference? Or is that going to lead us to area? That's an area problem again because we're covering it. All right? Area equals pi times the radius squared. Diameter is 2.5. So 2.5 divided by 2 is 1.25, okay? Area equals pi times 1.25 squared. Okay, going back to my calculator again. 1.25 squared. Oh, that was the square root. Sorry, I'm going to go back again. 1.25 squared. 1.5625. Let me double check that. 1.25 times 1.25 is 1. It is. Okay, I was just double checking. I didn't want you to get it wrong. 1.5625. And I'm going to multiply that by pi. 4.9. Okay, 4.9 meters squared. Okay, remember, because it's area, I'm doing meters squared. Okay, all right. Another great area question because we're filling up space, right? They give us the diameter. We found the radius by cutting that in half. All right, all this multiplying I'm doing on the calculator. Just take your time. Okay, one last one. Okay, Veronica is putting up a fence for her dog to run around in. Using the shape of a circle, Veronica created a space with a radius of 9 feet. Just going to draw a little line here. The radius is 9 feet. How much fencing did she use rounded to the nearest foot? Okay, right? Fencing around, right? We're going to be doing a circle, okay? That means circumference. Circumference equals the diameter times pi. What's our diameter? Well, 9 is our radius. Let's go all the way through 18 pi to our calculator. 18 times the pi button is 56.5. It's measured in feet, not squared because it's circumference. Okay? Guys, that is circumference versus area. Okay? Read those questions carefully. Thanks so much for watching. Look for tomorrow's circumference versus area notebook assignment. Okay? Use this as a guide, and if you're able to take notes or if you need to watch it again, do that. Have a great day. Stay motivated.